And to just start off, what is Big Brothers Big Sisters Chattanooga?
Yeah, so we are a mentoring organization. So we take kids through a variety of different programs, kids that are just like any other kids, but could use a little extra help or a friend or a role model. And we pair them with adult mentors. And they, depending on which program they're in, they do things together, a consistent person to spend time with them and encourage them and help them to unlock their potential.
And can you expand on the programs, like any after school programs you have, or like
Yeah.
beyond school walls?
Of course. So we started in for decades. So we just are 65 this year. So we've been around for a while in the community. And we started with a community-based program. And most people that have said they know somebody who's been a big before or a little before, it's probably in this program. And that was really all we did for decades. And that's where a big brother or big sister would pick up their little. We call our mentors bigs and our kids littles. And they would spend time together with them nights after school or weekends. And so they would do things like they may go to a park, they may go to out to eat or a movie, the library, a basketball game, really anything. It's not so much about the activity, it's about the consistent time spent together and the relationship that comes from that consistent time. And then so for years after that, we started a school-based program. And that is where mentors can go see their little on site at school. And that time they can do a lot of those similar activities, bring them lunch, go play basketball, read books in the school library, play board games. We have activity boxes at those schools that give them a multitude of ideas of how to spend time together. From there, we started Beyond School Walls. Like you mentioned, it's our workplace mentoring program. We first piloted that with Unum, and we now are with 4 different companies, almost 5 companies. We're about to bring on a new partner there. And that's with middle school specifically. And we take kids, our littles, they're getting not so little at that point, but we still call them littles. We put them on a bus and we take them to a local workplace once a week or every other week. And they interact with their little in that working environment, which is really cool because it exposes our kids to so many different job opportunities. They learn about how people dress in a workplace, how people interact in a workplace, and just really what else is out there in our community. I mean, you go to a place like Unum and there's so many different types of jobs that people never knew existed before. And then we have just pretty recently started an e-mentoring program. We are currently in partnership with this with Tyner High School. And in that program, they meet virtually with their big once a week and then in person once a month.
Yeah, that sounds really awesome. So when they go into the workplace, like you said, they're exposed like hands-on experience.
Yes.
That's really awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
a great opportunity for them.
yeah. So how can you volunteer with the program?
Yeah, so in any of those programs, because so with our Beyond School Walls, that's the only one that's a little bit more tied down because you have to work at the company to be able to volunteer in that aspect. But for our community school-based and our e-mentoring program, it can be anybody. Our volunteers have to be over 18. And for the community-based program, they have to be over 21. But that process, we do a little kind of orientation with you, tell you a little bit about what the program looks like. You go through a training, background checks, an interview to get to know you. We also interview our kids and our parents to get an idea of what each party is looking for so we can make a good quality match. Once you get through that process, we match you with a child in whichever program was your choice. And then from there, you guys start to spend time with each other. The interesting thing about our program, which is unlike a lot of programs, is we don't just put you out in the wilderness and say, figure it out. You have what's called a match support specialist. I like to think of them as a coach. And they are with you for the life of your match. They are your person to communicate with, to help walk through any issues, if you need additional training, if you need ideas, or there's any struggles, and you just don't, say your little has had a loss in the family or something like that, and you don't know how to walk with them through that. That's what your match support specialist is there to do, is to help you know how to deal with that, how to communicate with your little, and just be a listening ear. Of course, we also, one of the reasons for that is child safety is of utmost importance to Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And so we are also checking in for that and making sure that our kids are in safe relationships.
Yeah, you kind of answered a couple of my questions there because I was going to ask like how they're matched and the guidance and how long can you be a big?
So forever, really, we ask for a minimum of a year because there's just research that shows that if you come into a child's life and then leave before that expected time, that's actually more detrimental. And so we ask for a minimum of a year. We have some matches that were matched when that child was 7 and stayed matched until the child was 18 and aged out of the program. And then in reality, they are matched past then. They are just no longer technically under the purview of Big Brothers Big Sisters, but a minimum of a year. But we hope for as long as you and the child both find each other to be a beneficial part of each other's lives.
Oh, I love that, because even when they're, like you said, they're older, they can continue to like be friends and
Yeah.
connect and have that person to lean on. That's so incredible.
That's true. It really, for a lot of them, it becomes like a real family.
Right. And if somebody wanted to enroll their child in Big Brothers Big Sisters, how do they do that?
Yeah, they can call us is one way, 423-698-8016, or go to our website and there's an inquiry form there for parents at bbbschat with 2T's.org. And then someone will reach out to them and share with them about the program and what that looks like.
And I was reading on your website and I saw a couple of partnerships and programs. Can you tell me a little bit about Bigs in Blue?
Yes, I can. So Bigs in Blue was birthed out of the kind of disconnect oftentimes between the kids and families we serve and law enforcement. And so this program is really to just build bridges of understanding between those two groups. In fact, we do an award every year for Big Brother and Little Brother of the Year and Big Sister and Little Sister of the Year. Last year, our Big Sister of the Year, who also was chosen as the Big Sister of the Year for the state of Tennessee, is Assistant Chief Dana Vaughn. And she really, her match is a testament to how that program works. And really she came into the program with her little sister, Khalees. And Khalees at first wanted to be, she still does, but wants to be a police officer. And Dana was worried, over the events that we've seen over the last few years. Would that change? How would that affect their relationship? And I think what that program shows is that people, most time, relationships, I believe, are the lifeblood of our future and the lifeblood of our community growing. And so if people can sit down and get to know each other and see more than what they see on the outside, and if they can get past what career someone may have, or what someone may look like, or what color someone is, or what race someone is, if they can just get down and get to know each other, then that can solve a lot of our problems that we have in our community, and not just our community, but across the world. And so that program is there to create those relationships and help both parents and families see, and law enforcement just get to know the other side.
And you all also partner with local colleges like UTC, the Bigs Campus Organization.
Yes, that's right. We have an on-campus organization at UTC called UTC Bigs. They do not all have to be a big or a mentor in our program to be a part of that campus organization. That campus organization also just helps promote and recruit and do some small fundraisers for us on campus, and as a way for college students to get involved in the community or to be a big if they're interested in that.
Oh, awesome. So, what does Big Brothers Big Sisters hope to accomplish in the years to come?
Yeah, so really serving more kids, trying to be innovative about how we reach our kids. And one thing that we're really focused on is recruiting more volunteers and how we help our students even past 18, how we make sure that they are set up for success with college or career and get them headed to where they can successfully be a wonderful member of our community and give back. And really what we hope is that littles grow up and come back to be bigs and they want to be a mentor to a child.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, like this program seems to stay with the children like the rest of their lives, and I just think it's just so amazing to like help a child and like help their future and guide them and just be there with them. And I just think this is something amazing that y'all
Yeah.
do.
Well, thanks. Well, it's been around for a long time because it works. And everyone, no, it doesn't really matter what background you come from. Everybody needs an adult outside of their parents to believe in them and to help them accomplish their goals and their dreams.